Hello and welcome back to another Final Table commentary. If at any point in time you find yourself not caring for the commentary, there'll be a link in the description down below to the video and BCP Poker Replays YouTube account. So if you choose to do so, you can check out the action in some silence. With that being said, let's hop on into the action. We got a 5:30 Blowout Series event from 2020. Boppity boo, let's pick a proper pace now, Brendan. Who do we got here today? We got Morph, we got Idols, we got Skittles, Dominic, kind of. Dominic it is. We got Floso, we got Gron, we got Colan, we got LeQuendin and Joseph. A couple of strong players on the final table here today, and a couple of unknown players, at least from my perspective. Both players with a straight draw here, a queen or a 7. Instead we see the deuce of diamonds on the river. Nobody with a diamond in their hand. We'll see if anybody pulls the bluff off. Idols will check it on over. Morph will put in the big bet ski for about half pot, but most importantly 1 million chips, and the bet will get through. So it is a PKO, I didn't recognize that. That's good to note. Boppity boo, we got $38,000 for first place. The first player to leave will make about $3,500 for a 5:30 entry. 38k sounds like a pretty good day. Anyways, we get the ace and the king 3 betting, I believe. Idols calling from the small with the ace-4 suited. Only one club for him on the flop. Goes check, 3 of hearts on the turn. Would love to see a bluff here from Idols, but they don't have a great reason to with their holding. They're going to put in a check. Morph will put in the half pot size bet, and the bet will get through. Ace and a queen, or ace and a king, sorry, for Gron. They'll stick in their chips. Joseph in the big blind could go bounty hunting. $2,000 bounty on Gron's head. Joseph will stick it in with the ace and the 3. Couple hearts for him. Any heart or 4? 3 would also get the job done. We see the 4 clubs on the river. Joseph gets a bounty. Most importantly, the chips. Joseph's up to 20 blinds now, covering a few more players and a chance to get back in the game. Ace and a 3 for Floso. We'll stick it all in. LeQuendin in the big blind with an 8 and a 4 could go bounty hunting, and they will. Only the 250 bounty on Floso's head. They're going to make a couple of pairs and get a double up. Idols will go for the open with the king 10 suited. Boppity boo, boppity bee, and get it on through. Skittles with a king and a 10 this time. Could go for the open off the big stack. They're going to find it. Floso in the big blind with a king and a 10. Colan calls from the small with ace queen. 9-7-5 flop. Interesting shit. Nobody with a pair. Colan with the best of it with the ace high. Checks around on the flop, 5 on the turn. Would love to see a bluff from Floso. I just don't think it's coming in. Boopity boo, boo, boo. Skittles could have also bought the pot on the turn. Instead we see it check around another 5 on the river. Skittles will just check and Colan will take the pot. Nicely done. I suppose he didn't do anything. Just checked. Check the ace and the queen. Anyways, we move along. Queen 10 for Idols will raise and take it down pre. Boppity boo, boppity bee. Floso with a king and a 4. Doesn't have any fold equity here. That's fine, he's going to stick it all in. Dominic in the small blind with king 10 suited will surely go bounty hunting. Oh my, he finds the fold. Jack 3 will get the opportunity instead. Any diamond? Oh, a jack on the river, that will do. Doopity doo, Skittles gets the bounty. Morph with an ace and a 10 will 3x under the gun and take it down pre-flop. And they get an ace and a jack in the big blind. Colan with a couple of 6s is going to limp it on in off the 20 big blind stack. Queen 7 for Idols will complete the small blind. Morph will put in the raise to 3 bigs. Colan quickly calls. Idols will also complete. Jack 4-4 flop. Good news for Morph. He's going to go for a half pot size bet. Colan might let go of the 6s on the flop. No, he's going to jam it all in. That's bad news for him. Morph shows him the ace and the jack. No 6 for Colan. They're Gonzo Alonzo. LeQuendin with an ace and a king will raise it on up. Wasn't expecting the 6s to jam there. Didn't get the job done. King Jack for Joseph in the big blind. They don't cover LeQuendin. Do we just fold? I doubt it. Oh, it's a limp pot. Excuse me. Limp pot. What an idiot. Does he just fold? He probably wouldn't even fold facing the min raise. Anyways, Queen Jack 10 flop. That's a straight for LeQuendin. 6 of clubs on the turn. Things only get better for him. Joseph is drawing to 2 outs for a chop pot. LeQuendin puts in a big old value bet here. And the big bet gets through. Queen Jack for Skittles. They'll open it on up. It's funny, their name is SK Tiltless. But it's just Skittles to my eyes. Idols with the ace and the king will raise and take it down pre. Ace 5 from Morph will limp it on in. King 10 for LeQuendin comes along. King Jack for Dominic comes along. 4-9 in the big blind checks it on back. Ace Jack 5 flop. That's 2 pairs for Morph. Straight draw for LeQuendin. Middle pair for Dominic. Everybody folds facing Morph's aggression. Ace and a 9 will 3x. Joseph with an ace and a queen. Surely going to rip it all in. And what do we do with the ace 9 here? We're going to go bounty hunting. $4,500 bounty on the line. 8 on the river. That's pretty rude, Poker Stars. What the hell is that all about? Just like that, we're going to lose Joseph, a very strong player. Boppity boo, boppity bee. Ace and a 9 for Idols. We'll see if Skittles opens up the ace deuce. They're so deep, they may as well. Idols could 3-bet here. He just lands on the fold option. Ace Jack 4 flop. LeQuendin gets a free turn. They're going to make a pair of queens. That's not good enough. 9 on the river. That's not good enough. LeQuendin will put in a small bet ski. Skittles quickly calls and shows him the bad news. Morph with the 3-5 suited. They're just going to let this one go. Dominic gets a walk. Jack 10 suited for Dominic in the small blind. We'll limp it on in. 7 deuce for Skittles in the big blind. Flopping 3 of a kind. Goes for a little bet ski. 1 big blind. Dominic will fold the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. Morph will 3x once again with the ace and the 10. Idols in the big blind with an ace and a queen. Boppity boo, boppity bee. Ace queen calls. Jack 9-2 flop goes check, check. 7 on the turn. Morph picks up a few outs to the 8. A 10 also gets the job done. They're going to go for a half pot size bet, and I wonder if they're going to get ace queen to fold at some point. Not on the turn here. 4 on the river. Goes check, check. Idols will take the pot. Ace and a queen, or ace and a 3 for Skittles, sorry. Queen Jack for Idols in the small. We'll play call. 10-3-3 flop. Good news for Skittles. Idols with the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. We could see a check raise. I doubt it's coming in. But 3 in a row, backdoor flush draw. We've got the properties for a raise here. Idol says I'm going to call. 3 on the turn. 4 of a kind for Skittles. Boppity boo, boppity bee. Wouldn't be surprised to see a big bet here. Although we could go small, look to keep the flush draws in. Skittles says no, we're going to go for max value against 10x. Doopity doo 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 doo. The raise gets through. Ace and a king for Skittles. 8-7 suited for Idols. Ace 7 5 flop. 3 hearts. Skittles with the king of hearts. Top pair top kicker with a nut flush draw. Goes for a quarter pot size bet. Idols will come along, pick up a straight draw on the turn with their pair of 7s. Doopity doo 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 doo. 4, 9, 7 or an 8. That's non-heart. And Idols will take down the pot. They see a huge bet on the turn here. 2.5 mil into 3.1. They're gonna call still. 3 on the turn or 3 on the river. Holy shit! He can't even say where we are on the board. And then he really fumbled his words. Anyways, Skittles will go for the big bet, half pot size, 4 million chips, and the bet gets through. Idol will limp, or no, that's a raise, sorry. Ace 10. Dominic defends the big blind with a queen 10. 8-5-5 flop, and Dominic is thinking about a lead here. They're going to land on the check option, 1.5 million chips in the middle. Idols puts in a very small bet. for about 400k, and the bet gets through. I see a queen jack in the big blind for Skittles. Ace high for Dominic just folds. Let's see, what's the next ladder? For about $4,600 for if LaQuendon busts on out, and we're just going to pass on the ace high from the small blind once folded to. Very interesting play by Dominic. Anyways, we got a pair of 9s for Idols. Morph with a pair of 10s, that's obviously best. 3 million chips in the middle. Idol puts in a little block bet and a quick call from Morph. Skittles with an 8 and a jack will go for the open from the button and take it down pre-flop. Ace 9 for Dominic will raise it on up. See, this is interesting. Queen 8 for LaQuendon will call. King Jack 7 flop goes check bet fold, and we're swiftly moving along. 5-5 for Idols will raise it on up. 2.5x. Morph calls with the Queen 7 suited. Dominic in the big is thinking about it with Jack 3, but we'll find the fold. Ace Queen 6 flop goes. I don't know. Idols could always represent the ace. Instead he says let's go to the turn. Morph will give him a free card. 8 of diamonds, and then he goes for the min bet here. Idols calls 6 on the river. Morph goes for a half pot size value bet here. And Idols will find the fold with the 5s. Nice little play there by Morph. I like it. LaQuendon limps in the 9-10 suited. Skittles with the ace king in the big blind will surely put in a raise here. They're going to jam it all in, and LaQuendon will fold. King queen for Skittles in the small blind. Bloppity blop, bloppity boo. It's folded to Skittles. They'll go for the 3x open. Idols will defend the big blind and flop 2 pairs. Ace high board. Skittles could go for a stab here. Boppity boo, boppity bee. They do. 650k into 2.1 mil. Idols puts in the re-raise. Bad timing. Skittles will quickly fold. 9-4 will walk out Morph. Idols gets an ace and a jack the next hand. Will raise from the button. LaQuendon in the big blind will defend 6-2 and flop a pair of 2s here. 10-9-2 flop goes check bet. I don't know. Do we call? We do call with the 2s, 4 on the turn. That's a brick. LaQuendon leads on out. What the hell's going on here? Protecting his equity. Says there's so many draws out there. So many bad rivers. We gotta put in a bet. 6 on the river. What do we do now? Hearts complete. 8-7 makes a straight. Boppity boo. 3-5 also makes a straight, but that's not very likely. LaQuendon rips it all in with the 2 pairs and the jam gets through. Ace 8 for Idols will raise it on up and take it down pre-flop. Jack Jack for Idols will raise. Skittles in the big blind with a 3 and a 7. We'll see if they defend. Dominic with 9 6s in the bank. We'll find the fold. Surely we fold 9-6 there. 3-7 does call from the big blind. King Queen 6 flop goes check bet fold. And we're moving along. Boppity boo. Ace and a king for Skittles. We'll raise it on up 3x. Idols won't defend the big blind this time. Ace 7 for Skittles. We'll raise it on up and take it down pre-flop. Dominic with an ace and an 8. They're going to raise it on up off the 46 big blind stack. Morph will call from the small with king 8. Ace 4 completes the big blind. Jack 6-5 flop goes check check check. 9 on the turn. Morph leads out for half pot. Both players with a straight draw here. Looking for a 7. Dominic could always represent diamonds. Instead he just finds the fold. Nice little steal by Morph. Ace and a king for Skittles. 6s call for Morph. 9-9 for Dominic in the big blind will also call. Jack 8-5 flop. No pair for Skittles. 9s are holding up for the time being. Boppity boo. Morph puts in about a half pot size bet and the 9s fold. What a little steal by Morph. Getting ace king off the pot. Getting 9s off the pot. Then Morph has a queen and a 10. He'll raise it on up. Laquendon with 10s will jam. 7-7 for Dominic. Might go bounty hunting? I don't think so. Nah, Dominic will find the fold. Morph will go bounty hunting though. He's got so many chips a straight draw and he bangs off the straight on the turn. That's bad news for Laquendon. Morph knocking out all these strong players, getting the bounty. Boppity boo, boppity bee, getting lucky. Ace and a 4 for Idols will raise it on up. Morph will call from the small with an ace and a queen of the same suit. Dominic in the big blind will just fold to ace 8. Queen 8 4 flop. What the hell was this, Poker Stars? Trying to set up Idols, trying to set up Dominic. Morph going for some more value on the 7 of diamonds turn, but there's none to be had. Ace 8 for Morph will raise Idols in the big blind with an ace and a 9. They defend the big. Queen, queen, 5 flop goes check, check, 9 on the turn. Idols makes a pair. 4 on the river. Idols thinking about a value bet. 2/3, and Morph will call with the ace high. So Morph up to 165 blinds. Skittles still with 112. 116 now. Boppity boo. Queens versus ace jack suited. Idols will go for the open. Dominic might just play call, and they do. 10-6-6 flop. So Dominic could have got himself in a real pickle here. Instead, he's going to keep the pot small. And it's going to work out great for him. He's going to lead out on the turn here, try to get called by king highs and whatnot. He's going to lead out for another half pot size bet on the river, and queens will call and see the great news. Again, Dominic didn't play the hand horrifically. The lead on the river doesn't make as much sense. Half pot doesn't make as much sense to me. Maybe we should go a little smaller. Try to still get called by that king high. Boppity boo, boppity bee. Anyways, we're moving along. Dominic's down to 30 blinds, folding the 6-7 suited on the button. Queen 4 for Skittles will raise it on up. Excuse me. Ace jack 6 flop. Straight draw for Idols. Not much doing for Skittles, but an ace high board looks like a good one to bet. He's going to bet large here. Price out the straight draw. Idols says, nah, Brendan, let's go to the turn. Doopity-doo-doo-doo-doo. Would love to see Skittles fire away here. 4 clubs is so irrelevant. The queen of diamonds is an interesting card as we block straight draws. Skittles does put in the big bet and king 10 folds, and now Skittles is just putting their foot on the gas with the jack 5 suited. Four-handed, they say, let's freaking go. Morph goes for like this min 3 bet. We're going to get 2 quick calls. King 9 3 flop. Good news for Morph. Boopity boo boo. He'll go for a half pot size bet on the flop. Idols will fold the 4s. We're moving along. 8-7 suited for Skittles. We'll raise and take it down pre. Then he gets a queen and a jack in the big blind. Dominic with deuce 4 might just walk it out. He could play it, but it just seems like Dominic's the type to walk it out. 22 blinds. Do we even want to play deuce 4 suited? Maybe Dominic is just right. Maybe we just want to fold. I'm a loose fish at times. Anyways, 9-7 flopping a freaking straight. Idols with a straight draw to the 9. We'll call. Boppity boo. Had the backdoor flush draw to boot. We get the 3 of hearts on the turn. Full pot size bet. We'll get the job done. 9-6 for Skittles. We'll raise. Morph in the big blind with jack 7 suited. Won't defend. Playing 100 blinds deep. That's very interesting. Skittles getting the push around the table. Flopping 2 pairs. Dominic in the big just with king high. Some players might defend here facing the small bet, but not Dominic. They're going to get a king and an 8, and they're dominating Skittles in this hand. King 8 versus king 3, and Dominic will walk out Skittles. King jack for Morph. Skittles with the 4 and a 6 of the same suit. Idols with another small pocket pair. Ace queen deuce flop. Goes check, check, check. 8 on the turn. Checks around once again, and the 3s hold up. 2 million chips will slide Idols' way, providing there's no folding. Nicely done. 7-3 for Skittles, flopping the flush draw. Ace high for Morph. Still best, facing the small bet. We'll just quickly fold. Deuce deuce for Skittles. Morph with a couple of 8s. We could see a big pot here if it's like set over set. Obviously. Where there's one set. Ace high board. I don't know how long Morph hangs in there. He will call, see a turn. 7 of clubs. Skittles goes for an overbet here and Morph will quickly fold. 9-8 for Skittles. We'll go for the big raise. Idles in the big blind with a king and a 5. They are going to defend here. Ace 6-4 flop. Good board for Skittles to bet with the backdoor straight draw. Idles with the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. Sees a small bet. Says let's go to the turn. Queen of spades. Very interesting cards. Skittles will slow down. Idles might turn his hand into a bluff even though he's got the best of it. That he will. And he'll take it down. Jack 8 for Skittles. They'll raise it on up. Ace 3 will call from the small. 10-6-2 flop. Super dry board. Skittles with the backdoor straight draw. Straight draws. Goes for a small bet with an overcard to boot. Idles with an overcard. Backdoor flush draw. Backdoor straight draw. Goes for the check raise. And the check raise will get through for him. Then he's getting an ace and a 10 versus a queen and a jack. And the queen jack rips for Dominic. Who is expecting that? Not me. Ace 10. Sees the $3,300 bounty. Dominic has been so tight, we might just fold. We're four-handed. Maybe ace 10 just flicks it in. There's so many pocket pairs. Boppity boo, boppity bee. The queen of the jack needs a queen or a jack. It does not hit. Idles will get the bounty. Very surprised to see the queen jack all in there. Although, to be fair, once we get it all in versus the ace 10, we've got at least like 40%, right? Something like that. Anyways, we move along with 3 players. King 9 versus Queen 10. 7-6-3 flop goes check, check, deuce on the turn. Goes check, check, jack on the river. Goes check, check, and king high wins a pot. 5-8 for Skittles. Offsuit raises and takes it down pre. Idles will raise ace. Nope, that's 8-9. Morph with the aces. We'll go for the min 3 bet once again. Idles pretty well priced in for a call. They are just going to lay it down though. Nicely done. King 7 suited for Morph. We'll limp it on in. Flop a freaking flush. Morph running pretty good here to start off the 3-way battle. Idles with a little flush draw, backdoor straight draw. We'll find the fold on the flop. So I guess how good are you running with aces and a flop flush if you're getting no action? Ace 10 will 3-bet. Morph calls from the big blind with a king queen suited. I suppose, what else do you do? King 2 completes jack 3-2 flop. Idles checks. Morph checks. Does Skittle bet to protect? Not this time. 6 of diamonds on the turn. Does Idles bet? No, they're going to check. Morph will go for the half pot size bet. The deuce folds. And Morph will buy the pot. Nicely done. 6 and a 9 will raise. Skittles will 3-bet to a proper size. 3.1 million chips flop the flush draw. Morph with the backdoor flush draw. Backdoor straight draw. Leads on out for half pot. They're getting themselves into a lot of trouble here. Shouldn't have called pre. Shouldn't have let on out. 10 on the turn. Morph leads out half pot once again. I don't think we can fold ace king suited here. Not with the diamond draw. I don't care for the board pairs. 9 on the river. That's a pair for Morph. It goes check, check, and he's going to scoop the 25 mil in the middle. Well, poker stars, that's so unfair. Morph is running freaking hot here. Ace jack suited will raise and take it down pre. What the hell was that, poker stars? Man, I just want to write a strongly worded letter on Skittles' behalf. Dear poker stars, what in the actual fuck was that river? 9 of spades? You give him a pair? You don't even complete the flush for me? What the hell was that? Anyways, we're going to move along here. 10-2 for Skittles. We'll just find the fold. Ace queen gets a walk. Bad news for Idles. 8-10 will raise for Skittles. 5-6 completes the big blind. King jack 4 flop. That's 3 in a row for Morph. Backdoor straight flush just folds on the flop. Queen 5 versus Queen 9. 7 King 3 flop goes, what was it, lead fold? Boppity boo. Jack and a jack versus a jack and a 5. The jacks take it down pre-flop. 9-10 for Skittles will raise and take it down pre. King 5 for Idols. We'll just fold. Skittles gets a walk. And he gets a queen and an 8 in the small blind. Surely going to be a play. Goes for the big raise pre-flop. 10-5 suited for Idols in the big blind. They like to see flops. Why the hell not? Ace Queen 6 flop goes check. I don't know what's going to happen. Check, check. 2.4 mil in the middle. Skittles with the best of it with the pair of queens. They're going to go for a half pot size bet. Suppose a little bit less. The flush draw does come along to the 4 of clubs on the river. Would love to see Skittles check and Idols bluff. Skittles goes for a bet ski here, about half pot, and the bet gets through. King Queen versus King 9. King Queen versus King 9. Queen 9 2 flop goes check back call 3 on the turn. Wow, that was difficult for my brain to comprehend. We get a jack on the river. Do we go for more value here in Skittles shoes? He says yeah, let's go big. The 9 does fold. Idols with a jack and a 10 will raise it on up. Morph calls from the small with an 8 and a 4 of the same suit, and he flops a pair of 8s, sees a small bet, will call. King on the turn. Leads on out for half pot, and the bet gets through. Boppity boo. Queen 6 suited, will raise 3 blinds. Ace Queen waiting in the big. We'll juice the pot here. 3.6 mil. Dippity doo. Skittles does call. Ace 10 2 flop. All good news for Idols. He'll go for a small bet and Skittles will quickly fold. 6-7 for Skittles. Ace deuce for Morph. Queen 7 2 or no, Queen 7. Queen Jack 7 flop goes lead call. Jack on the turn goes no! Poker stars! What is with these rivers? You better bluff Skittles. Oh, and he's not going to get the bluff through. Goes too small there. Morph calls with the ace high. Skittles says, what is this river poker stars? What the hell's this action? 5-7 suited for Skittles. Limps it on in. Idols raises up the aces. Ooh. Flush draw versus top set. Skittles with a little pair is also going to have to come along to the turn. Don't you dare put a 7 or a 5 out there. Queen of clubs on the turn. Idols will bet once again. What size do we go? There's 4.5 million chips in the middle. He goes for a check here. Deuce on the river. Not on diamond. This is going to be Idols pot. He bets about half on the river and the bet gets through. Ace 8 and ace deuce just rips. Skittles folds. Oh no. Morph is just running over Skittles here. Queen 8 will raise. Ace 8 might jam. Jack Jack waiting in the big blind. Ah, Skittles is gone to Alonzo. He's going to need an ace or a king. Queen on the turn. The queen would chop it up. Instead, Idols gets the big bounty. Whoo! So just like that, Morph kind of dominated Skittles. Ran like God. Flops a pair of 8s here. Idols with a pair of 2s. Facing the lead on the flop will call. King on the turn. That's good news for Idols. He makes top and bottom pair. Doopity doo 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 doo. We get a check bet call on the turn. 5 on the river. Morph blocking the flush. Has the pair of 8s. Will call down. Idol shows him the bad news. Ace Queen will raise and take it down pre. We are playing 120 blinds deep. This is pretty crazy. This battle could go on for another 8 hours. Okay, not that long. What's a more realistic number? 2 hours is too long. Hour and a half is very reasonable. Obviously, it's not going to go on that long. But with that being said, it could. Jack 9 versus 9-10. Ace 8 2 flop. Both players miss, but have backdoor straight draws. Goes check bet fold, and we're moving along. Is it just going to be like aces versus kings pre-flop? Is it going to be like a straight versus a set? How do we get in 120 blinds? Queen 8 will raise 4-6 defends. 10-6 5 flop. Is it just a pair of 6s versus a straight blocker? Nope, deuce on the turn. Goes lead fold. Ace king for Morph will raise it on up. 4-6 defends the big blind. Jack 8-3 flop goes check. Right? Idol's almost led. Thought about it for a second. Check bet fold is the option. 8-3 will just walk it on out. 8-10 versus 7-8. Is it boat over boat? Nope. Ace jack jack flop goes check check. 3 on the turn. I just don't understand how we're going to get in 120 blinds. Nobody's playing overly aggressive here. Ace on the river, the 10 high will take down the pot. Ace queen versus 8-7, 9-4-4 flop. What sort of bullshit is PokerStars going to set up here? 8-6 suited for Morph. Idles with a jack and a 9. Facing the raise will call. 9-4-2 flop. Goes check check 3 on the turn. I'm pretty sure this is ending shortly. Idles goes for the overbet and takes the pot down. Queen 3 and a jack and a 4 are the same suit for both players. Queen 10-3 flop. That's 2 pair for Idles. Morph with 3 in a row will just find the fold. Couple of walks it looks like for both players. 5-6 versus King 6. 9-8-8 flop goes check, bet, fold. 4-4 versus Jack 10. Is this the hand? Straight versus set. We do see a raise and a 3-bet. Idles calls. Ace 8-7 flop goes lead. Fold. Okay, so that's not the pot. All I know is this video is like half hour long. We've been going at this for at least 20 minutes now. We got 2 pairs versus the straight draw and top pair. Queen on the turn. Idles will go for a big betski here. 2.8 mil into 4. 4 on the river. Bad news for Morph. He's going to lead on out for half pot. 2 pairs versus 2 pairs. 1 liner to an 8 or a 3. Flush completes as well. I don't think Idles raises, but he's going deep in the tank here. He folds! Oh no! Queen versus Ace Jack. Idles is in a pickle. He's in a flop top pair. Is this the setup? Don't just jam, Idles. He might raise the flop though. That would make a lot of sense. Jack 9-5 flop. He does go for the check raise. Morph goes for the 3-bet on the flop. Here's the setup, I suppose. Idles will call. Deuce on the turn. There's 17 million chips in the middle. We're just not getting away from this Ace Jack as we see a 10 million chip bot. 10 million chip bet, sorry. So all the draws brick on the 9 of clubs river. 35 million chips in the middle. Don't lead jam. You lead block bets. Oh wow, and then Morph goes for a little bet, so it's not all in. Idles would be down to 3 million chips. This is obviously an important pot. I don't know why Morph didn't go all in. Why would you leave him with like 10 bigs? Morph does find the, or Idles finds the call, sorry, and he's down to 6 big blinds. He's all in with the king and the 2, so that was our cooler. Just like that. Whoo! So the 2 pair folding to the 2 pair I think was pretty irrelevant. Morph was set up for a cooler pretty well a couple hands down the line. And now look at just a pair of jacks versus 2 pairs. Idles will go for a small bet. Morph will rip it all in. And I think Idles finds the call. He's just priced into the pot. He has 3 blinds behind. He finds the fold! Nicely done. Ace deuce versus Jack 10. This could be it. About 45% for the Jack 10. Ace high board. That's good news for Idles. He's back up to 7 blinds. 9-6 gets a walk. 6-10 will fold. Boppity boo. Blinds go up. Bad news for Idles. Has an 8 and a 2. King 10 will rip and get it on through. Ace 6 will rip. Jack 8 will call. 6 on the flop. Any 8 or Jack. Not this time. Idles gets the double. Queen 6 will rip and take it down pre. Deuce and a deuce will rip it all in and take it down pre-flop. Ace 7 will rip and likely take it down pre. Boppity boo, boppity bee. Ace 6 will jam. 5-3 will fold. 6-2 will fold. Idles gets a walk. Ace and a jack will rip it all in and get it on through. 10 blinds for Idles. This could get in. Morph does stick it all in with the 10 and the 5. Ace 8 will call. Ace high board. Good news. No deuce. Poppity boo. Idols is hanging in there with 20 blinds. It's not likely, but I suppose he could make a huge comeback in the next 5 minutes. 7-7 for Morph will raise. Idols will jam the ace 4, I think, for 20 blinds. He could just call as well. I wonder if he should just call pre-flop, go to the flop. Boppity boo, boppity bee. Let me know what you think about this hand right here with the 20 bigs. Do we just call and let Morph blast off on an ace high board? We could just rip it in. It makes a lot of sense. In the end, Morph gets the job done. So he ran like God. Played a good game too, you know? Down in the end there, he got the 2 pair to fold. He wasn't turning his 2 pair into a bluff with the 7-4 for 7-6. He was going for some value there, but it worked out as a bluff. So did he play a good game? Let me know what you think. Morph played a very interesting game. Made me think a lot. Skittles, I would say, was the deserving winner. Didn't get the job done here today. Very unlucky for him. Ran like shit. Played a great game. Idols as well played a great game. Dominic was very interesting. They played nice and tight. They got 4th place position. I suppose that's a good day for them. Aquendon got unlucky against Morph. Joseph got unlucky against Morph. Colin had an interesting call off with the pair of 6s. Got 7th place. Floso, I don't remember. I don't remember what happened to Floso. Gron. I think they lost to Morph in some manner as well. Alrighty. I suppose that's the end of the show, so if you made it all the way through, thanks for checking this shit out. Good luck on your tables. Hopefully we'll see you in another video. Till then, adios amigos.